FPL Physio here is back with another video. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas and all that. And game week 20 is over, and what a nightmare for managers who didn't own Thiago. The thing is that I did own him, but I put him on the bench, so that was absolutely freaking horrible. But anyway, just a quick recap here. 48 points. I'm now at 1,300 overall points, which is really great. I'm ranked 729, which is also great. But this game week 21 is really where the questions arise, because this is my team for game week 21, and I would say I'm pretty happy with it. Triple Arsenal defense against Liverpool. Some would say maybe not the best matchup, but I do think it's a pretty decent matchup. Liverpool didn't look great again. Conceded 2 goals against Fulham. Offensively, they're not doing great, and I think their confidence must be quite low after conceding a very late goal against Fulham. Other than that, Tarkowski home against Wolves, beautiful. Enzo, I'll come back to him because he's a brilliant buy. Foden, Cunha, Anderson, Thiago, Haaland, and Krupi. The only question I have is that whether I should start Krupi or Joachim Andersen. I don't know yet. I'll wait for some press conferences and so on. But for now, I would say that my transfer plans is quite boring, and this is partly why. So we have this game week coming up with the City projected to the highest expected goals, home against Brighton, and Arsenal second, which is kind of crazy. They're projected the second highest expected goals against Liverpool, home against Liverpool, which I think is fair. Then we have United away at Burnley. I mean, on paper it's a good matchup, but United in the current state is, I don't know what to expect. And then we have Newcastle home against Leeds. Projected expected goals of 1.82. Sorry. I think it's a boring game week. I think these last couple of game weeks have been boring because all you gotta do is survive. It's been such a busy schedule with so many game weeks in such a short span of time. So many regulars, players playing a lot of game time, rotation, stuff like that. Which is also why that my transfer thoughts, my transfer plans for this game week is absolutely no one. I think this game week is probably one of the best game weeks to save your transfer. Of course, if you have 5 free transfers, you should probably spend at least 1. But we have this game week where we can expect quite a lot of rotation. We have the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. I don't know if it's still called that. Coming up, and I don't think there's a worse time to spend all your transfers than this game week. And here's partly why. So I wrote on X where I have 2 free transfers and I really want to get to 3. So that is also why I might roll. Because, okay, so the first thing is that we have AFCON players coming back. Salah could be back for game week 22. And then we also have Ndiaye and Ismail Sarr. I think Ismail Sarr will come back later, game week 23, 24-ish, because they're doing quite well. But we have the AFCON players coming back. So that's one thing, right? And the other thing is that we have the FA Cup. And we have some pretty intense matchups. We have Newcastle home against Bournemouth, Everton home against Sunderland, Spurs home against Villa, and United home against Brighton. So these are not easy matchups. And I expect almost all of the teams, all of these 8 teams to line up pretty strong, like pretty strongly. FA Cup is an important tournament for many teams, and I wouldn't be surprised to see all 8 teams in close to their best lineups, really close. Then we have City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. They play lower league teams, so they of course can rotate quite a lot. But even though, like, we might see these 3 teams, lining up pretty strong. So these games are played from the 9th to the 11th of January. So it's only like 2, 3, 4 days after the next game week. If that wasn't enough, we also have the Carling Cup, the EPL semifinals on the 13th and 14th of January, with Newcastle home against City and Chelsea home against Arsenal. Now, these are semifinals. They won't just, play 11 under 21 players. They'll line up strong because it's a semifinal. They're close to the final, blah, blah, blah. They want to win it. So we have both the FA Cup and the EPL matches in between game week 21 and 22. So we could easily see like numerous injuries, and you really want to have as many free transfers as possible. So I think it's a perfect game week to roll, unless your team is in complete shambles. But even though you could argue that maybe just roll this game week. If you were to buy just any players, I think you gotta think really long term, and these 4 players could be the move. Gabriel, he's back for Arsenal. Home against Liverpool maybe isn't the best entry fixture, but I mean, you're gonna have him for a long time anyway. Tarkowski, also a great, a DEFCON beast. Also great fixtures for the forthcoming future. Enzo with insane underlines as well. I'll show you in a minute. And Chelsea having a great fixture from, I think it's game week 24 to 28, but they already start from game week 22. And then Mane, there's no picture yet of Mateus Mane from Wolves. He's a striker, priced at 4.5. And I put him in here because some might want to downgrade to having only Haaland and then 2 cheap forwards. So he could also be the move. So these 4 players, but I would say my overall suggestion would be to roll. And I don't think there's a worse time to activate your wildcard than this game week. If you do so, like, you must have at least 4 or 5 injuries, 0 transfers. Your team must be in complete shambles, or of course you're just playing FPL for fun and don't really care about your overall rank. I don't think there's a worse timing, to be honest. So these 4 players I just mentioned is partly due to this. So this is the last 10 game weeks. It's the screenshot is from the prediction model and the website that I use for to optimize my team. I'll link it in the description. I've also chosen to partner up with them, so that's why they feature. So we have these last 10 game weeks. It's sorted by non-penalty expected goal involvements, which is a great stat if you just want to get an overview. So what you see here is that Enzo is 6th highest, which is absolutely crazy with the price tag that he has. Bruno 5th. Another reason why you would maybe just roll the transfer is that Bruno might be back. So, you would probably get him in, right? Salah is 4th. Salah is also coming back. Mbemo is 2nd. Mbemo is also coming back soon. Ahmad is, I don't know what's that, 8th, 9th. Also coming back soon. Ismail Sarr also coming back soon. So all of the best performing players on or midfielders on underlying stats is either coming back from injury or coming back from AFCON. So I just don't see how you want to use a transfer in this game week. You just gotta go and get through it, save up some free transfers, don't activate your wild card, Don't spend too much time thinking about this game week. Set your lineup, pick a captain, Haaland, of course, um, and then just pray. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. See you.